Hello and welcome to another edition of Wisdom Kipa Wednesday with me, Kipa Chitan. In previous videos, and you're more than welcome to go watch those, I talked about the medicine wheel. There was 4 main animals of the medicine wheel. I'm doing a special one today, and the day that I'm recording this is actually Day of the Whale. So we are going to talk about whale. And the whale is a representation of the record keeper. And I could not talk about any of these other animals without talking about whale, because whale has been here since time was created, since this earth was created. I am under the belief that a lot of mammals that live in the ocean are actually very cosmic animals, and that they have been in the cosmos and came to this earth to bring knowledge to us. Whale being one of those, of course, the biggest, our biggest animal that lives on this earth and has been here way before the humans have, and have seen everything that has happened on this earth. And thus, why they are the record keepers of this earth. There is not any information that you cannot find out from whale. A little connection that I have with whale that I absolutely love them. They're such magnificent creatures, first and foremost. I used to live in Santa Barbara, which was near the beach, and I stumbled upon a whalebone one day, which was about this big. Somebody told me it was maybe a rib bone or a part of the fin. I literally sat with that bone and felt like I got so much information about the history of Earth just by sitting with that bone, just by connecting with that whale. I would draw in chalk on this bone to bring through messages for other people. I eventually passed this bone on to somebody because I knew that they would do the right thing with it. But just to have that experience with that whale, even though it was not living at the time, that energy is still connected in there. And that lineage of that particular whale was connected to every whale that's been on this earth. So it still holds all that information to pass on to us, so that anytime we have an inquiry about, as I say with all of these, any issues that come up, any challenges that come up, or anything that we want to know to strengthen, something that we want to strengthen. So I would say our connection with whale as far as record keeping is the same as this whale that I found, is we have within our bones connection to our ancestors. And so tapping into ourselves, tapping into that energy of whale, knowing that we have that same strength of record keeping as well, because whale has taught us that. Everything we know has been from someone who's been here before, whether that someone's been a person, place, or a thing. So tapping into our own bones, into our own structure, into our own DNA. Don't get me started. I can go 5 hours about DNA, but for argument's sake, our own DNA. To tap into our own ancestry and learn whatever it is that we need to learn for any given situation. You know, if we're having a challenge, somebody occurred that challenge before we did. There's always been somebody who's walked the road before we have. In Native American, they call it the red road. You know, walking the red road is when you are walking the path in goodness, in virtue, in morality. And that's why I like to wear the red. It's not only a protection color, but it's also a reminder to walk that red road. So the ancestors that have done that want to pass that to us, no matter what our ancestry is. And ancestry can be other cultures, because we're all connected in some way. So anybody who has been in that situation before us, we learn from them. It's in our bones. It's in our being. It's in our connection with Great Spirit. And it's in our connection with the whale. You know, it's no mistake why we marvel at these creatures. I've been on many whale watching tours, and you're lucky if you get a little bump on the water and you get to see this magnificent creature. I was lucky enough to go before my mother passed. I went on a whale watching trip with her, and we actually ended up seeing 30 whales total. And the captain of the ship, he cracked me up because he said, who knew that watching a creature breathe could be such a thing of awe. We're all sitting here just waiting for this creature to come up and take a breath. And that was just like a marvelous thing to us. And I actually got snotted on by a whale. It came up and blew out of its spout, and the wind brought it over to my face. And I'm like, I happily take your snot. Thank you, whale. Because it was a connection to that being that represents all of time, all of creation. And I kept that in mind. And I'm getting teary just thinking about it now, because I think about the beauty that has been created. And whales are the record keeper of that, of everything beautiful that's ever been created. And that's everything. Creator sees everything as beauty. And so to see through those eyes, when you look into the eyes of a whale, it's a beautiful thing. It's like looking into a child's eye. Even though they've been here for millions of years, they still have that innocence of seeing things for the first time, because they're seeing through creation. Yes, I love whales, and I hope that you enjoyed this little lesson of how to tap into that ancestry, not only of our own, but of all creatures who have come before us. And as always, please, if you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. Type in the comments below of any other animals you might want to learn about. Share this, subscribe, plenty of other videos for you to watch. And as always, thank you for joining me on Wisdom Kipa Wednesdays.